Sky Genie Entertainment presents the following.
And we are live. Sorry about that. Welcome to the Final Wish. You're listening to us live on Mixler or downloaded on YouTube and BitChute. Thank you for listening to the show. I had a little bit of a weird thing happen to me this morning. I was walking to the shops to get some bread and that, and where it is, there's a shopping centre and there's a bit of the car park. While walking out, there was this guy on a bike, and I had this weird vibe that I was about to get stabbed. So I had that stabbed vibe that I was about to get. And I think it's good that I went into a crowded area, otherwise I don't think I would be here right now. So I'm having a great day so far. Otherwise, let's get into the show, shall we? I've been reading about, there's something in the news about Michael Jackson. It's interesting. In 2019, you bring up Michael Jackson, one of the latest people in this Me Too movement. And it's interesting how these people come out from the 80s and 90s and stuff, and all this stuff's happened. And obviously it's people wanting money. Like, I don't believe, like, they were all scarred and emotional from all that. It was just them wanting money. It's a bit weird that these people keep doing that. But I heard a rumor that if you hear Michael Jackson when he's dead, you'll get molested. Yes. So if at any time you hear this, you should probably watch your back, because he's after you. He's coming to get you. This is meant to be a bit that has failed miserably. Gotta love this, don't you? Let's see if that works. Error. Okay, there was meant to be a sound clip for this, where Michael Jackson goes hee hee, but apparently that all failed. Just throw the whole show out of the turmoil, and thanks a lot, fucking computer. There's meant to be a hee hee sound, so if you, like, I don't hear it, but you do. Thanks a lot, that sound clip. Tough room. I did prep ahead. Like, all this was all prepped up and it was all working before, and suddenly it didn't work. Like, I was going through that whole bit throughout the show, but thanks a lot where I downloaded this from. Anyway, Skype is open if you wish to call in, and yeah. Oh well, if you hear a sound clip of Michael Jackson, he's probably coming to do things to you. Don't you hate it? Hate that when things just go wrong? But oh well. This show. It's been cursed ever since it. Let's see if we can make this happen, even though the joke blew up. Anyway, how's everybody doing in the chat? Yes, we got Mean Mark from Smart Mark Reviews. We got Luke Birch, Beardface Killer in the chat room, listening to me fail for that. Let's see if I can convert it, and maybe we might be able to save that bit. Because sometimes if it's not the right file, That's where the issue is. So we'll do that. Oh, it's already there. Cool. All right. So, will this work? That worked? Cool. So that was what you were meant to hear throughout the show. So if you heard that, Michael Jackson is coming to rape you in your sleep. Yes. Well, that bombed. It's so bad. Like I had this all planned out, like really planned out to do that, and just that's it, gone. Hi, Dana Warrior. No. See, if it was Dana Warrior, well, that would have been just Airhead. Like she probably would have said something about, I don't know, the Warrior Award, and I don't know, gave a like a fake smile, and yeah, I don't know. I think she's kind of fake. I don't like her at all. Like there's a vibe about her that I just do not like. But it's funny, like I've seen how WWE hired to get a woman's perspective. Like they had, out of all the women that they've had, like there's obviously women that have relationships with. I mean, there's Trish Stratus, there's Lita, there's even the Bella Twins. Like even though not many people like the Bella Twins, like they could still give a female perspective, even though it'd be kind of be like, well, gold digging. Just like there's the there's a female's perspective, and someone that's actually been in the business, compared to Dana Warrior, who was married to somebody who was in the business years after the fact. Because it was Ultimate Warrior that said, I believe it said in the in Hall of Fame that Dana Warrior was never even near his wrestling career. Like it was definitely way after it. So it's interesting. Like the people they've hired for the creative team. You heard Dana Warrior and her husband. You find and Randomly. Yeah. You know what though? Uh, to be fair, like I know it wasn't nice to shit on Bobby Heenan for the cancer, but then Bobby Heenan wasn't exactly innocent in that, and he did kind of bury Ultimate Warrior at Eddie Cheska. So did many people. Like Bruce Pritchard still buries the Ultimate Warrior to this day, and I'm sure if Vince McMahon, if they never made up at the end, I'm sure WWE would still be shitting on the Ultimate Warrior, even Triple H. So, kind of DT and KC, her joining the booking team. Good for them. Good for them. If they think that she's worth it, then good for her. I think she's just way too fake for me. Like she doesn't come off as sincere, and I don't know if she was the gold digger for was a gold digger. I think she was kind of a gold digger there as well. She knew who the Ultimate Warrior was, but because she was a supermodel, she just like, well, she's dating him anyway. I mean, Ultimate Warrior wasn't exactly in bad shape for a guy his age, was he? Anyway, moving on the show. I'm trying to do less wrestling talk on the show. I'm trying to do a bit more comedy, even though that just threw me off. I don't know where to go from this. But yeah, I was hoping to do at least 15 minutes of dialogue on that with the Michael Jackson thing, and that kind of just threw everything out. Uh, yeah, it pays to pay off for job to keep. Yeah, well, I don't know if she's. I won't go that far. Like there are charities out there out there that are a scam. Um, I won't say all of them though. There's the Warrior. I forget the Dana Warrior one, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if that would be considered a scam. But that's me. That's me. If she's getting paid from it from royalties, then okay, I could see it being a scam. Susan G. Coleman, yeah, that's definitely one that's a scam. I mean, come on. I mean, I understand what they cause, but they're very okay. They're very scamish. There's a few out there. There's a little bit of Make a Wish. Make a Wish is probably the only one that's kind of it actually does something for charities. I mean, they usually get but people call that a scam, but I don't think that is so much because they do bring people in. So you get like a Hulk Hogan or a John Cena or some big celebrity. Like they bring a lot of people in for Make a Wish. So if maybe they need to kind of pay them off a little bit. I don't know. It's wrong, but you know they can get if there's a deal with it. I think there's deals with certain guys in Make a Wish that they or you if you show up for so much Make a Wish, you get paid what maybe $1,000. I mean, if I had that gig, I'd probably be doing that. Um, So some probably do it out of honesty too. I think John Cena would be somebody that does it honestly. Hulk Hogan doing it for uh, publicity to get his out there and make him look good. But here, actually, we'll talk something else about wrestling because I heard about Harley Race, who had terminal lung cancer. I believe he's got now. Well, how can you not imagine after years of smoking all his life? Uh, It's kind of sad because I do think Harley Race is the next legend to go. I've been saying that for a while, but then it's interesting because I believe it was Bruno that died last year, Jim Neidhart and all these other people. Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, and even though Ric Flair almost died last year, but Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair are probably the two biggest people that are known for drugs and alcohol, and they're outlasting everybody. So it must say something to them, and they're the ones lasting it. All these people like Harley Race, who's not dead yet, but Jim Neidhart. You're talking about Vern Gagne, talking about Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper, and yes, these people are getting up there with age. At the same time, this whole generation, nearly two generations there, of people who are gone, and unless you want to include Antonio Inoki, but then that's not really official. Two recognized WWE champions pre Hulk Hogan are left. Bob Backlund and superstar Billy Graham, who's also been in bad health. He's not exactly picture of perfect health. I could see him going soon. But three people that hold the WWE title prior to Hulk Hogan are alive. That's amazing because probably less than 5 years ago, they were all alive except for I believe Stan Stasiak was the only one that was didn't pass away at that point. So that's interesting. I would still book Hogan the Cena for Mania. It would be awesome to see. Maybe not. Bret Hart's still here, yes, but he's after Hulk Hogan. I was talking about prior, like from the 80s, 83, 63 to 86. Actually, no, Buddy Rogers was gone, wasn't he? He would be gone. Him and Stan Stasiak were gone, and like they were the only two WWE champions at that time that had passed away. So two or three of them are still alive. Bret Hart, because of and since then, I think we've lost Ultimate Warrior and Hulk, Macho Man Randy Savage. Who else have we lost? Uh, a fair few of them. I can't think off the top of my head. And it's funny, the NWA World Champions, a lot of them are still kicking, because you still got Terry Funk and Dory Funk, who were, Dory Funk was champion in the 60s. Harley Race is still kind of going. Terry Funk, there's Jack Briscoe's dead. There's a few of them. Undertaker's still alive. I don't know about that, because he is a dead man, isn't he? I mean, if he's a dead man, he would technically be a dead. He'd be dead, wouldn't he? So I don't know. The first official dead reigning WWE champion was The Undertaker. Imagine having a zombie as a champion. That would be pretty awesome. It's like, what you gonna do when I eat your brains? Iron Sheik, yeah. I guess we could put Iron Sheik in that because he was. So that's three or four. But still, like the point I made, that's a big era of champions that have passed away. And can you imagine like when they're all passed away? That it's gonna feel weird. But anyway, yeah, that didn't play it. Yeah. So by the way, if you wondering why I'm playing the Michael Jackson thing for people who just joined us, it was meant to be a joke that went bad. I was meant to talk about the story of Michael Jackson, and the rumor was if you hear his voice that he's coming to rape you tonight. But then the joke, it didn't play properly, and the joke went bad. Gotta love listening to my show. But I'm going to take a break to regroup a bit because I'm way off the charts. If anybody wants to call in, feel free to do so, and we'll be back after the break. You hear something? We're back. I swear I heard something, but I'm not sure. So I guess we could give a shout out to me, Mark's Smart Mark's reviews, because we played the Kurt Cobain's Pennyroyal Tea from Nirvana. Smith Shotguns. Give it a shot. Kurt Cobain did. You know what's funny? Because I actually been listening to a lot of old Opie and Anthony shows. Like they're on YouTube, so I've been going back and listening to it. The very first show together that they did back in '94, they actually took it. It was just after Kurt Cobain died, and they're man, the things you got away with back then you couldn't do now. You could on this show because like there's nothing to stop me from saying it, but damn, like Kurt Cobain, like I'm a fan of Nirvana, but it's the fun jokes are pretty funny. I will say that. Luke Birch might be on. I thought you were doing your show, but apparently not. I guess you were watching the UFC and see John Jones. I guess I don't know. I would give that show a miss too. I'm not a fan of John Jones. I mean, hey, why do we need to watch a drug cheat? I mean, okay, he wins. He fails a test, and I'm actually surprised that they actually having the show this week. Because usually they, last time, they had to move the show to have John Jones on the card because they wouldn't draw, even though they were already sold out. And, yeah. it was so bullshit by the UFC how they did that. Like, like how disrespectful to your fan base can you be? I mean, if they weren't $1 billion company, like let's face it, they are $1 billion company. If they weren't $1 billion company, they wouldn't be able to just do that. And I wish the California Senate Athletic Commission would have stepped in on that and go, nah, you don't come in here just because of that shit. Like they apparently didn't even know about the test. I'm like, wouldn't that be your job to keep tabs with that? Like, there's a suspicion. Hey, they were doing this in Nevada. They're going to another state. Maybe you should look into that and see why they're doing it. Man, he's a fucking idiot. That's just me. Tougher sports are organized crime. There you go. There you go. Anyway, so if anybody wants to call into the show, feel free. There's no, like I don't really have anything, majorly left to do on the show, because that was pretty much my whole bit. I'm only doing an hour of the show anyway. Like the first half hour I was going to plan on making jokes with that, and the other half just, doing them with Skype calls, which is fun to do, isn't it? They still put on entertaining shows at times. Yeah, it depends on who's on the card. Like if there's a good fight that draws, that's when the shows are good. But then there's a lot of UFC shows that get really boring. I remember one show I watched. I think we watched the whole card. I went with a friend of mine because we used to go to watch it down at one of the bars over in my old town, and we'd go down there and watch the UFC. And we just went there and just walked away and like, this was probably the most boring card we've ever been to. I don't know if we stayed for the whole thing. Like, we were sober too because he was driving, and then I didn't want to feel bad me drinking and driving around drunk. So I just stayed sober as well. I was like, this is probably the worst thing we've ever watched. But you have to put a few subjects to talk. Yeah, well, I'm pretty much just going off on the fly, man. Like, usually with the old show, what I did when I had co-hosts, I'll throw it to them whenever I couldn't talk, so that they could talk a bit. At the moment, I don't have those co-hosts, so so it makes it a little bit difficult. Like I used to do it with Bobby Blades, Klondike. I had Bobby Anthem, I had Mike Neon, and because they've all moved on, like I'm pretty much doing this all on my own. I'm pretty much starting from scratch, if that's fair to say. So, you know, basically rants. Pretty much, like I try to do less rants, just more random bullshit comedy, like stupid shit. I don't know. I guess I could talk about random shit. We could talk about I don't know, killing bunnies or something. I don't know if you want to hear that. Have I seen the Page movie? No, I haven't. I don't know. I don't have any interest. Like a lot of wrestling movies, I don't really have a lot of interest in. Like, I think the only wrestling movie that I actually liked was The Condemned. No, See No Evil. The first See No Evil was actually pretty good, and The Condemned from Steve Austin. And besides that, I was like, all the rest of them are either kind of lame or just there. The first Marine was alright, but it was just action and no story. And that's what I find with a lot of these. And W likes to be, oh, we're all storytellers and this and that. But then you see these movies and they kind of, there's a reason why they go straight to DVD. That's for damn sure. But I see this one was produced by The Rock, and I don't know. Well, that was kind of his first film he's produced on his own. So I don't know. Maybe it's just that's your first film, and like not all first films are a hit. This may as well sell a bit though. Like I can see casual fans going to that and liking it, but the thing is that with a lot of biopics, not all of them are that honest. I mean, I can imagine the Hulk Hogan one that's coming out. That I don't see that being honest at all. I think they'll be pure bullshit, according to Hulk Hogan. I mean, Hulk Hogan once claimed he was meant to be part of Metallica. Like, I'm betting for something like that in there. And they got Chris Hemsworth to play Hulk Hogan. I mean, that dude. I mean, nothing against him, but he's definitely got to bulk up for that. I mean, to look realistic, I mean, Hulk Hogan was 310 pounds of steroids. So unless that dude's going to bulk up to that, I mean, you want it to be pretty accurate. That's just me. Anyway, what else is there? Did see something else before, but whoa. If anybody wants to call on Skype, feel free. Please feel free. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I could end it there because I really got nothing else to talk about now, and that thing really threw me off. So thank you for listening to The Final Wish. Check us out on Twitter at Sky Genius Show on Twitter. You can catch the show on YouTube and BitChute. BitChute will have the full version of this show, and YouTube, my edited version, pretty much I edit all the music out. Even though I do and hit this anyway, but I edit all the theme music out. I edit out the everything. It's pretty much just the talking stuff on YouTube. Whereas BitChute has a bit more. I include the music with it. I like the show with music. I think it feels better when it has music into it. But yeah. But thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you later.
This was a Sky Genie Show production.